All right, guys, let's go through a recent lower half lift that I went through. So I've been in Washington for quite a bit of time. Out here in Arizona, the weather is quite different, much hotter, much sunnier. So need to get some sun. Absolutely. Been cold and rainy and stuck in a little cabin in the woods. So getting outside, getting the shirt off, getting some sun, it's been great. But starting off real slow here. As I've gotten older, it's taken a whole lot longer to get warm. And honestly, I kind of like taking a little bit longer to get warm. My body feels a whole lot better when I actually get into the max intensity work that I'm doing. So just getting the whole body warm here, gradually increasing intensity, as you can see with those sprints right there. But now we get into the actual sprints, full intensity. I'm going all out. Probably taking, 3 minutes or so in between each sprint. I don't have it exactly timed, but I want to make sure that I get full recovery in between each because they are full intensity. So after that, we're jumping back inside and going over to the belt squat. As I get closer and closer to throwing, I'm trying to do less and less lower half work with a barbell that's loading my spine. The whole reason there is I'm just trying to, when you throw, you're trying to get your core and your obliques as elastic as possible, as much range of motion as they can have to apply force to the ball. And when you get in a barbell back squat and you have to stabilize yourself, you're kind of training to do the opposite. So went ahead, and that's why we're doing a belt squat here. But as you can see, took my sweet time getting warmed up with a whole bunch of warm-up sets, adding weight. Just doing 5 or 6 reps here at the top set. Only have my left hand on the bar there because Tommy John. So don't want to put my right one on there and put stress on the arm that isn't necessary to be there. So the second set came out way hotter than the first one. I probably just didn't get fully warm. So went ahead and added another plate instead of a 25 there just to auto-regulate, my body has that ability to go ahead and do some more weight at the same reps, then might as well do it. It'd be a bad move not to. So we transition here over into some hip thrusts, and I would love to do these with a bench. So kind of put my shoulders up on a bench and kind of weasel my way in there. Because as you can see, there's just not a whole lot of range of motion for me going from the floor. Now, I'm not quite sure if it's just because I don't have a whole lot of range of motion, or maybe it's because the lift itself, I don't really ever see anybody do these and think, wow, look how much range of motion they have. So for now, this is what we're doing. Barbell hip thrusts off the ground, and we're still warming up here. This is the first working set with, 5 plates on there. Doing 5, 6, 7 reps, somewhere in there. Not super specific with the amount of reps I'm doing here. Just trying to send it, get full effort out of myself. But again, I would love to do it with more range of motion. But sometimes you don't get everything you want. So with an elbow injury, I can't really do everything that I want to do at this point. So this will have to do. Now, really focused on the quads with the first lift, then the glutes with the second lift, and now we're going hammies with the third here. So obviously you get more activation in different muscle groups than just those from each of those lifts, but they are dominant in each of those areas. So I want to make sure my legs stay balanced. In the past, I've gone very quad and glute dominant and kind of ignored the hamstrings, and then had some hamstring problems when I tried to go max intensity in different lifts. So really make sure here that I add hamstrings at the end. And you'll notice I'm pretty flexed with my spine. Like you can see me kind of looking down almost. My upper back is pretty rounded. And the whole point there is I really, really like to deviate to using my glutes and low back on this exercise. So making sure I'm rounded, making sure it's just my hamstrings doing the work. That's what I'm focusing on here. And you'll notice here on this last rep, tried to do 5 or 6 reps or so. And on that last rep, we weren't, we were not getting all the way. So hamstrings told me it was time to be done here. I'm laughing about it with Aiden, but thank you guys for joining me. That's a quick run through the lower half lift that we just had, and hope you guys learned something.